Yeah, on that note too, is that we've been treated to some great finals here, as we are seeing our first perk come into play, as looks like our Trickster's already rocking out with some moonwalks, some dance moves. They're ready for this, for our finale here to start off. Again, looking to go inside of that Corrupt Intervention, see if they can catch another survivor here.
Right, Corrupt is into play. They do see a little bit of scratch marks here on the ground. We all are also seeing Feng Min here, or not Feng Min, Kate here, running around this jungle gym. They were trying to hide in the bush. The Trickster has pretty good eyes. They were able to see them going in for the swing at the pallet. They did not expect that swing.
No, they didn't. Attempting some mind games here, but looks like our Trickster OC was on the ball here, as they are going to break a pallet of resource out of the way. But also a good thing to see is that we're seeing an actual gen regression here, so another pain res.
Yes, we do have pain res here into play. That is going to be our first regressing gen here, whether it's our... And it does seem to be our most progressive gen as well, considering it was hit with pain res. So we'll see what the other survivors are up to here shortly.
Now we hear a little bit of crunchy windows. Again, not really used a lot in this tournament. Crunchy windows being our bamboozle, as we do have our Nia Hugh looking to grab some chase, and incredibly done. Nice little timing here as they outweight the bamboozle. The bam bam play not into effect anymore. Looking to get a little bit more M2s going.
Right, we got Hugh trying to take advantage of this this tile here. Being very careful, paying attention to stains, paying attention to through the windows here. It's gonna be very easy for them to see where the Trickster is at with these low walls.
Really nice run here by Hugh. Arnia taking some damage there on their final one. Nice damage stayed at distance from our Trickster here, getting one token. And it looks like we found ourselves at another pot as a first gen pops from the game.
They do have main event. It looks like they're going to activate it now, trying to get this a little bit of those last knives in. We do see a miss and a cancel on main event here, just so that they can try to catch up with the survivor.
That's really smart here. When you know that your main event's not going to trigger because you have a long tile with high walls, that's just a cancel, take your L, and move forward, as we see another gen popping here.
2 gens, that's insane. Hugh is really taking this Trickster out for a walk here, taking advantage of these tiles with the windows, just so that they can see where they're at all times. It looks like OC here decides that this chase is not worth it. They already popped 2 gens. They're going to try and go pressure another survivor.
Now, what we want to see from our survivors is a little bit of a split up here. We do have 20 blades left, as they are going to try to they get a lot of blades at distance here. Little serpentine maneuver here, as they are on damage state, but is able to run out of here with 0 pallets with a pallet stun at main, making a lot of distance, and the killer will have to reload here for their blades.
Especially, that must hurt, especially with 1 blade left to go ahead and damage Kate. It does look like their progression on those knives are regressing now, so they're gonna have to start throwing knives at them again to get that back up.
Again, it looks like for one of the add-ons being used by our killer is that they're bringing in additional blades, so I believe it's 44 blades with an extra 8 through this add-on. Again, great management, just needed that one extra to get that damage state in.
Right, it looks like we got a little bit of bamboozle play here. This is a very strong loop for survivors, the double T-walls. So being able to bamboozle that and make them, one of them at least, useless is going to be very useful for Trickster here.
Exactly, and again, what a strong tile to play at. It looks like we are going to see another hop here from our Claudette, as they are going to go through the T-wall. Now, the L-wall looks like the crunchy windows are down here, so spending enough time to get this through. Main event back live with a lot of blades to play.
It's going to be extremely hard to try and get main event with walls like these, just because we do see an activation here on main event. It looks like they were able to get some hits in, but with the amount of wall there is here, it's going to be really hard to get a down with it. It looks like they realized that too, and they canceled main event.
Yeah, a little misplay there from our survivors. When you do hear main event go live, you want to take whatever loop that you're going to be playing and just play it short so that you can continue to run those high walls. Does get caught in the corner here with our second hook of the game live, and our second pain res being used.
Alrighty, we got a fresh hook on Mike there. They do have 3 gens down. It looks like they're following scratch marks towards one of our survivors here. They do have some progression at Shack gen. However, the survivor is now not in sight. It looks like they're heading towards a save here, but they might just be trying to take them back to... Alright, it looks like they're going to go ahead and proceed by going to the save and seeing if they can get a survivor pressure down here.
Now, we did see a little bit of yellow smoke coming from the generator at Killer Shack, which is an identification that Pop Goes the Weasel is going to be live, as a generator is just nearly complete. Stopping this generator at 99%. Looks like a 99% gen here. Great stuff from our Trickster. Pushing the survivors a little bit further away. And again, Killer Shack receiving a Pop Goes the Weasel. The generator at 50% is only going to take care of about 10% or so. So again, a lot of progress here as we do find our injured survivor going back to the LNT, as they might just love this area, and I wouldn't blame them against Trickster.
I don't blame them either. Can be a very strong loop against Trickster. We do see a hit here. However, not a down.
Nice little dead hard here. A little how are you doing here from our Claudette Mike, as they take the chase again back to high walls, which you really do want to see from our killer with a down here. Coming for our Claudette, which will be their second of the game.
We do get a 4th gen being popped here. This is going to be our 3rd hook here. Claudette taking 2nd hook state.
Again, really protecting those final pain resonance. Something that if you are playing in a Swift, we're going to see Pop Goes the Weasel in effect here with a reload. A reload with about getting 10 extra. Again, I like to keep around 20 blades on hand. Anything is when I will go for it. So really just trying to keep on top of that. We're going to see our last generator pop here with Claudette being on hook. So instead of actually protecting that last hook, they do end up getting the save, finding our Kate out in the open here.
All right. I don't think Kate has been hooked yet, so we might try to get the survivor down for those little bit of extra points here. They were 1 blade away from hitting Kate, but did not succeed.
So close here.
So close. Oh, we do get our last blade in before the vault, and it seems like they are going to get that hook state off Kate.
What a call here to go for some extra points here, as Arcade actually, it's going to be their 2nd hook of the game. So the right call here, instead of protecting the Claudette for their 1 point here, we're going to go for an extra 2. Again, great stuff here, as we're going to see Arcade die on hook here. Great game here. How exciting those plays.
Little WS on the hatch there.
Yeah, you got to show Hatch some love here. It just it doesn't get enough love in these games. What an exciting round here. Gonna check the perks here. Everything seems great. Really, really exciting. Can we get a hover over those? I think that's forget the name of the first one there. The Bloody Boa. So there's your extra 8. Again, really nice use of you know, the add-ons here. Well done, everybody. Again, as host, ComfyCheeks and myself want to say a big thank you to all participants here, giving us quite the show. Some extra Dead by Daylight on the weekends with some competitive play here. It's just so exciting. So again, make sure to hype them up for this this finale here as we start our match.
All right, it looks like Myra did get some value here from Darkness Revealed. Really strong perk for Trickster on some maps.
Yeah, absolutely. Something, if you're going to be going towards a locker, especially with Trickster, you know, continuously dipping on in. We are going to see our first chase of the game with a little bit of a pallet to the head for our Trickster coming from Noob.
They decide not to break the pallet and just move on with chase here. They also decide to not commit. They already have that gen regressing, leaving Noob in that area. They're going to try and go find another generator to pressure here. Leaving a generator that long, they could be progressing quite quickly.
Exactly. Noticing that your survivors are only one-manning that generator, might as well go and try to find if there is a potential two-person. Unless survivors, we're going to see an early pallet drop here from Megan, our Elodie, into looping this jungle gym to the wide side, the outside corners. Again, not looking to get any type of blades on them.
All right, it looks like we do have Bamboozle in play in this match as well. Very, very smart. Looks like they were not able to stay there. I'm pretty sure they heard the Bamboozle, a little crunch in the window. Looks like they're trying to get those knives down Elodie, but it looks like they might have lost them going to the other side of the walls here.
Yeah, pretty dangerous tile here. We're gonna see just barely making that window. Now again, this is gonna be in the killer's favor once the pallet is down at a jungle gym. With just a window, they are gonna bam that with our first generator gone, heading back towards the middle of the map here. They do have a couple pallets up and ready here. Again, you just want to take killer, the Trickster especially, to high tiles.
Unfortunately, the knife progression did regress all the way down, so Myra, to be able to get the hit here with the knives, they're going to have to start over. It looks like we are going to see Bamboozle back here in this tile set. However, it looks like Megan is really taking advantage of these two tiles together here.
Really nice stuff here. We're going to see a damage state as they are going to play the pallet. We're going to see a main event trying to go and wrap around here as they do end up getting stuck just a little bit. But just getting through the little crevices there of that corner. Unfortunately with main event, that once main event has been used, there is going to be a cooldown. Looking to get their final 4 blades here.
All right, they are able to get that final blade over the pallet here, breaking the pallet and doing a possible pickup here.
Beautiful, beautiful. Again, some kudos here with having 4 blades left and needing at least 2 of those, making sure that they get that pinpoint precision. Again, just like they're out of blades here, so great stuff. Really nice chase here from Megan, buying their team 2 to 3 gens, 4 gens here by the time that everything is said and done.
Please take note as well that they actually have a very decent gen spread here. They have a triangular spread here on the map, leaving the one at main still at the top there. They're going to be able to have a really good gen pressure here with their team, especially with all 4 survivors still being up.
Now the play here is that you're hoping to inflict some pain and punishment. Now we do see another trigger from our darkness reveal as it is coming off of cooldown with the survivor Megan getting saved, bringing them back towards this. It looks like it is Ace. The hearts going back and forth between the 2 of those.
Right, Myra going to check out main on the gen progression up there. Very smart. It looks like it does have quite a bit of progression left on it. Taking chase with Noob here. Trying to take Myra away from the gen that is being progressed. Whether Myra takes the bait or not is totally up to her. It looks like she is trying to get Noob down just to get a little bit more pressure on the survivor team by getting at least some fresh points for her team here.
Yeah, at this point where the points so like at a grab for what they are, you will really want to spread out those first hook state, and that's what we're seeing here as Noob is able to avoid the main event, being on their final damage state as they are going to get caught here before making the window. And what is that in his hand?
It looks like a flashbang.
Oh my goodness. Careful for your peepers. That's something that I do look out for our killers as I am playing is who's carrying flashbangs and who's distributing them. If you want to go and protect yourself, make sure to get those people out of the game.
Oh, strong play here. It does look like Myra was able to get a pain res hook for pain resonance before that last gen was complete. That's going to hurt the survivors on their gen progression here. But it looks like it is not the most progressed gen. It looks like they are going to progress and pressure a couple of gens here.
We are going to see that last generator pop here. Again, seeing as you already have 6 points from the damage spread off the table for the survivors, as 2 survivors have been hooked separately. You would look to try to grab somebody who is full of life, seeing as, again, this game has come down to the a very small spread of points. Like, you just want to grab everything you possibly can.
Very, very strong play by the survivors here. It looks like they are deciding to leave I Am This Noob on hook here and just take the 3 out to try and preserve as much points as possible for their team.
All right, and there we have it again. This noob, I Am This Noob, being the scapegoat here, getting sacrificed on hook in place of another survivor. And we are going to go and tally the points, and we will be right back with the totals here to see if we are going to be playing a round of the unknown between the two.